This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. And tonight from the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, the first of 4 on Fox Sports Midwest. Showdown in the Central Division, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds. The Cardinals swept over the weekend at Wrigley, but the Reds, they have been struggling as well. Winners of just 6 of their last 21 games. And with Jim Edmonds, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes is here as well. And welcome to Cardinals baseball. While the Cardinals have struggled, their starting pitching's been magnificent at times, and that means tonight's starter, Carlos Martinez.
Yeah, we got Carlos Martinez going tonight, but you can see right here that these 4 guys that are going to pitch in these 4 games here in Cincinnati have been amazing this year. Starting pitching has really carried this team thus far, but the thing that they are missing is the rest of the guys need to pick up the slack so these pitchers can get some more wins.
Well, that's a look at your Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard. The starters lined up in this series for St. Louis, and it all begins with number 18 tonight. He was fabulous in the month of May. Does it carry over to June? We're about to find out. The Cardinals, the Reds, and it's coming up. 3-2, and he struck him out.
Strikes out on a nasty pitch there by Martinez.
Wow. Martinez strikes out the side. Big strikeout for Carlos Martinez. Good start for Carlos Martinez. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. Slams his bat. Slams his helmet. Slow start for Carlos Martinez, but boy, has he picked it up. A top 10 pitcher in the National League in ERA. 9th in innings. 8th in strikeouts. 7th in opponents' on-base percentage. It all adds up to one of the best pitchers right now in baseball. Looks to go to a game above 500 with a victory tonight. He's 4-4. Wojciechowski 1-0. First pitch next. The ballpark. Baseball is brought to you by Bud Light, famous among friends. By Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting, full-size pickups on the road. Find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. By Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less. Joe Nuxhall debuted at the age of 15 in the big leagues. Amazing. The Great American Ballpark here in Cincinnati. The Reds are 25-30. The Cardinals come in 26-28. It'll be Fowler, Carpenter, and Piscotty for St. Louis. Jerko, Molina, and Pham. Then DeYoung, Diaz, and the pitcher spot, Carlos Martinez. Asher Wojciechowski, the pitcher, the right-hander, delivers a strike, and we're underway here in Game 1. Look at the Hyundai pitch arsenal. That fastball thrown around 61% of the time. He'll mix in a changeup and a curveball. That fastball around 92 miles an hour. The Reds have already had 11 rookies that have pitched for them and 20 overall.
Definitely one of those reasons why they have been struggling. Hard to keep a team together when you're just filtering in and out. I mean, we saw the Cardinals do it a few years ago, but that was a once-in-a-lifetime shot to run that many guys through an organization and come out on a winning end.
And it's 3 balls and 1 strike to the Cardinal leadoff man, Dexter Fowler. And a leadoff walk, and that's how we start the 4-game series.
The Reds defensively with Duvall in left. Billy Hamilton back in their lineup dealing with a sore shoulder on a diving catch. Scooter Gennett is in right. Schebler out also with a sore shoulder. Suarez at third. Cozart at short. Peraza and Votto on the right side, and Devin Mesoraco is behind the plate. Around the Horn is presented by Dobbs. Cardinals really need to get Matt Carpenter rolling. Now he still leads the Cardinals in home runs and RBIs, but the average down to 213. And that's a ball.
Crazy if you think about the Matt Carpenter we know. Obviously the home runs and the RBIs are there, but the 213 average, so uncharacteristic for him. Still being patient at the plate. Just hasn't really broken through yet with that good week or week and a half of solid contact. It's been a shorter spurt than what we've been seeing in the past.
Leads the club in walks with 35. That's in the top 5 of the National League. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Carpenter. Fouled back. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
The one thing I've noticed about Carp more this year than others, a lot of that right there. The foul back and then the wincing of the I just missed it. And that's one of those things he didn't do a lot of in the past. You'd see him foul back a pitch here and there. Then he'd end up taking a pitch, getting a walk. But he is one of those guys that I've been impressed with so much for being such a young player early on, just being able to put the ball in play hard all the time. And this year it seems like he's fouling a lot of pitches straight back.
Here's a 1-1 to Carpenter. Off speed pitch, misses down. Wojciechowski's a really interesting story. Gave up baseball as a little kid as his parents traveled to Romania. Part of their service, they believe that they needed to give back, and so there was no baseball as a young man from ages 9 through 13. Carpenter to first, Votto to second. Back to him. It's a double play. And just like that, the leadoff walk is erased, and there's 2 down.
Take a look here at Joey Votto. Probably one of the better first basemen in all of baseball, but you can see how good he is. Completely unorthodox in how to throw the ball over to second base, but so comfortable with his own abilities that he just flipped the ball over there, and quicker you get it over there, the easier it is for them to get it right back to you.
Here's Stephen Piscotty, and a strike. Wojciechowski and his family would move back to the United States. He was on a traveling team in South Carolina and then was signed by the Citadel and became one of the top draft choices of his class a few years ago for the Toronto Blue Jays, and that's the team that he picked up his first ever major league win against. He was with Arizona in spring training, released. Reds picked him up. They sent him to Louisville, their AAA affiliate. Pitched well, then was called up, and here he is. The 0-2, a check swing, and did not go. It's Chad Fairchild, the home plate umpire, Missouri Lottery Fox Tracks, just off the plate. Same pitch, fouled away. Was watching and listening to you and Jim Hayes in the pregame show. You need a jump right now if you're this club, the St. Louis Cardinals.
You definitely do. You need to figure out a way to get a little bit more life. I feel like you keep putting together games that are close, but you keep losing them. It kind of really takes the air out of your sails, and someone's just going to have to be the voice, and someone's going to have to jump out there and be that guy. And can't always be the manager, can't always be the same guy all the time. It can't be Adam Wainwright fooling around. It's got to be someone that go and take the reins and really run with this team. And the one thing that worries me the most is there might not be a guy down there that's wanting to do that. And you can see sometimes when a team like this gets flat for a long time, it gets a little stale, and people kind of just go hide in the corner and really just disappear for a while.
But it's got to be a veteran, and it's got to be someone that has a track record of something positive in this game. Would you agree?
I think so, but it also has to be someone who has the willingness and the words that I would like to use, I can't use on TV, but to go out there and really just do it and say stuff that needs to be said, even though they might not be doing it. I found this was the hardest thing about being a leader, to be able to yell and scream at your players or motivate your players when, one, everyone always says, oh, it's easy for you. And then when you're struggling, they're like, look, I feel like they're looking at you going, well, you're not doing it either. So set the example by running hard down to first, running out to your position harder, and just doing the little things, and then work your way up to being the leader.
Into shallow right. Peraza under it. Carlos Martinez makes the start tonight for the Cardinals. Leadoff walk erased with the double play. Pop out by Piscotty, and there's no score. Fastball, outstanding slider, and when he's right, Jimmy, he's one of the best in baseball.
And Danny, that fastball right there, it surprises me that it's only at 57% because he does throw a lot of fastballs, but the slider also, when you have anywhere from 93 to 100, maybe even 101 at times, and it does really have a devastating slider. Some of these days he's going to go out there. One of these days he's going to go out there, and I was talking with Yachty about this. He's going to throw a no-hitter, and there's no doubt in my mind he's going to be a no-hitter kind of a guy. He doesn't believe that yet, and that's the conversation that Yachty and I had last time. When he starts to believe that, he's going to understand. When he starts to work a little bit harder and figure out, I think this kid's going to get it even better. But good, hard-running fastball, like you said, devastating slider, and when he puts it all together, he's going to be the best one in the game.
Well, this is a very good hitting lineup that Cincinnati has. Their pitching has been suspect at times, but their lineup, it's a good one. And here is Billy Hamilton with 28 steals this year to lead it off, followed by Cozart, then Votto, Duvall, Suarez, Jeanette, Peraza, Mesoraco, and Wojciechowski, the pitcher. And the 1-0 is slapped foul.
You talked about how they've been struggling over the last 21 games in the open. I was surprised because when they came through St. Louis early, we talked about it off the air and on the air, how good this team could possibly be, and I thought they were going to sneak up and get somebody this year, and a little surprised, even though they've had some injuries, that they have struggled in the last 20 or so games.
Comes down to pitching. They just have not had the kind of pitching the Cardinals have had.
Health also, obviously, but you're right.
Schebler not in the lineup tonight, could play tomorrow. May pinch hit tonight. He has 16 home runs, and that's tops in the National League. 3-2 the count. And it's a leadoff walk. And the Cardinals defensively with Pham, Fowler, and Piscotty. That trio in the outfield. Jerko, Diaz, DeYoung, Carpenter on the infield, and Molina is behind the plate. So it's the game within the game that we talk about a lot. Billy Hamilton, your runner at first base, 28 steals. He's been caught 4 times. Longest active on-base streak in baseball Zach Cozart 26 straight. Hamilton, by the way, 24 for 26 against Yadier Molina. And those 24 steals, the most by any base runner against the Cardinals all-star catcher Yadier Molina. It's been a breakout year offensively for Zach Cozart. 344 the average, 9 home runs. A lot of people around this club talk about the effect that Joey Votto has had on some of the young hitters, in particular Hamilton and Cozart, thinking through an at bat.
You know, it's funny. The young players really just don't take in the knowledge as fast as you would think. And sometimes when a veteran just puts things in a different perspective than a coach, kind of changes everything, especially because you know that guy is going through it at the moment. You know, I think that players don't really understand that coaches really have gone through it and done it. But whenever you got a player working with another player, it really does mean a lot more.
0-2 the count. Cozart also leads their club in triples with 5. He rests the bat on his shoulder now. They've talked about how relaxed he is at the plate. The 0-2. Chopped foul.
Talk about the speed of Billy Hamilton. One of the things that they'll be watching for this evening with the Reds is how quickly that Martinez can get the ball to Yadier Molina. And right now he's below the average time for a fast base runner to steal second base. So keep an eye on that as the game goes on also. We'll talk more about that as it goes.
0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and a strikeout for Martinez. First of the night, first out recorded by St. Louis. Good sinking action.
A 95-mile-an-hour fastball right at the bottom of the zone too. And not only is that a great pitch down there, he also threw it right by him.
Billy Hamilton, by the way, if you go back to 2015, as you get a look at Votto, it takes him 3.48 seconds first to second base on his steals. That's it. That's how fast he is. After that, Gerard Dyson, Rajay Davis, Keon Broxton. But he is the fastest in baseball, stealing second. There's ball 1. Speed not only disrupts what a defense can do, but it disrupts a pitcher too. Maybe you get a little quick to the plate.
Get a little too quick to the plate. Your arm trails a little bit. The ball gets up in the zone. That's why it's so important to just try and get the ball to the plate under control and let Yadi do the work.
Good changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Start to worry too much about him, and the next thing you know, you elevate a fastball to a guy like Joey Votto, and it's 2-0 really quick.
Votto is tied with Duvall. Both have 14 home runs. Schebler with 16. Martinez would love the double play. Breaking ball misses up and away.
Normally, coaching staff, first base coach with a stopwatch wants to see the pitcher between 1-3, maybe about 1-3 is the benchmark for over to run, under, maybe not, maybe 1-2 with a guy like Billy Hamilton. Right now, Martinez has been 1-1, 1-1-5 the whole inning, so it's probably why he hasn't taken off yet.
Inside corner, good fastball at 97. Votto, if you're wondering, is grounded into 4 double plays. Stopwatch there at first base, recording every time. The 2-2 pitch. Instead of check on Billy Hamilton. Votto does something with 2 strikes you just don't see many major league players do. And here's one of the best in the game, and look how much he chokes up on the bat.
I was just going to say he's choked up more now right now than I've ever seen him, but
I would agree.
But to his defense, I mean, Martinez is throwing 97, and we all know what the breaking ball looks like. So he'll do everything he can to put it in play.
2-2 outside.
And I think when we talked about this earlier, the thing about Joey Votto is, I think right here now, he's paid to drive in runs. I think he's always been kind of caught in between. He's got such a good eye. He doesn't want to strike out. He wants to just get a base hit. He's still such a good hitter. He's got 3-2 count with 1 out. Doesn't want to walk him. I'm not going to choke up that much. I'm still going to take a rip right here.
Hamilton will be running. There he goes on the 3-2. So they'll avoid the double play. DeYoung to first, and that's out number 2. Toyota keys to the game. The Cardinals, the fewest home runs allowed, tied for the fewest with 57. The Reds, though, a lot of power in their lineup. 87 they've already hit, and that's the most in the baseball right now. Duvall, who steps in with 45 driven in and 14 home runs, batting .271. Hamilton in scoring position. And the first pitch is taken for a ball.
Back to what I was saying about Joey. See, that for me right there doesn't do me any good as a team. I love Joey Votto. I think he's a great player. But if he strikes out right there, just turn Hamilton loose. Let him take the chance stealing second. So you're still in the same boat. I want to see Joey Votto hit the ball in the gap, and I want to see Billy Hamilton run around the bases.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. There goes Hamilton. Throw down to third. They got him. He's out at third base. The quick tag by Jerko as Molina guns down Billy Hamilton. 2 outs. Why steal third? Base hit, he scores anyway. We'll talk about that when we come back. 3-2 the count on Jed Jerko. And it's held on to by Mesoraco. Go big when the Cardinals go big. Coffee fountain, frozen drinks, any size drink, 50 cents. The next day at On the Run. Redbird scores 6. Keep the celebration going. And stop by On the Run tomorrow for a thirst-quenching win. You earned it. A sparse crowd, but still enough to boo Yadier Molina. No more Brandon Phillips here. He was over the weekend here at the ballpark and not real happy that the Reds have already issued his number 4. Here's a 1-0 pitch. It's Scooter Gennett who wears number 4, and he's in right field. Former Milwaukee Brewer. And that's fouled back. Cardinals had a leadoff walk back in the top of the first. That was Fowler erased on a double play. Piscotty would pop out. And Jerko is struck out to start this inning. 1-2 pitch to Molina. Off the end of the bat, and it's popped up on the infield. Votto calling for it. He's got it for out number 2. He played a brief time in this ballpark. I'm assuming you loved hitting at the Great American Ballpark. Who wouldn't?
I mean, this is a great place to hit. Great place to play. The field surface is amazing. Nothing you can ask for more than having a flat surface, smooth grass to run on, and just like I said, I love the fact that the ball carries, especially in the summer. The ball flies out of here, and it's just for some reason a right center field that's short, but yet it also is like a jet stream.
I would think too, left-handed hitters can just flip the ball into the seats in left, and you were a guy that was very good at letting the ball get deep, kind of like what you did against Houston. You could do that here.
You can. I think the ball carries a little bit more to right field here, though, from my perspective. And yes, but and like you said, easy for you to do in Houston as a left-handed hitter. I think the right-handers should have a good time here, just trying to stay through the ball, stay behind it, and really try to go the other way in the air. And you'd be surprised how far the ball goes to right center field here. I do feel like the ball, the park plays bigger to left field here than it does to right center field, but I don't know. Sometimes maybe it's just the way you feel at a given ballpark. But I'll tell you what, I'd like to hit here every day regardless.
Just missed. Asher Wojciechowski on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds. Coming off a win his last time out when he came out of the bullpen. Retired the first 11 he saw. And again, that breaking pitch in the dirt. 3-2 the count on Tommy Pham, who's hitting .294. He's at left field tonight. 5 home runs, driven in 14. Good numbers at this ballpark. Billy Hamilton very shallow in center field. A high strike on Pham, and 2 in the inning. Sends us to the bottom of the second. The Cards and Reds, there's no score.
Hey, can you hear me? I'm going to do it off camera because it's about Johnny, and he's about 10 feet away, so I'd rather not be too close. Can you hear me okay? Where we are offensively, Jed has been our most productive hitter. Dan Jed has made himself very much at home at third base, so it's a tough spot right now for Johnny Peralta.
All right, so he sits tonight, and the count is 0-1 on Adam Duvall. Duvall left standing back in the bottom of the first at the batter's box when Billy Hamilton was caught stealing. A sparse crowd tonight here in Cincinnati. I think I might be being a little too kind.
Oh, it's Monday.
Reds here at home 15-15. 10-15 on the road. The Cardinals, they're game below 500 on the road, game below 500 at home. 1-2 the count. Martinez with a strikeout of Cozart back in the first. And a line drive base hit into right center. And Duvall a leadoff hit to start play here in the bottom of the second. Eugenio Suarez batting .286. He has 10 home runs and has driven in 31.
Like I said, this is a good-looking hitting team. I think they're probably as talented as they've been in a long time as far as offensively, but if you said no pitching, hard way to win.
Fastball and a strike. Suarez is grounded into a team high 6 double plays. And it's 0-2. Mentioned in the open how it lines up for the Cardinals in terms of their pitching staff in this series. Martinez tonight, Wainwright tomorrow, Lance Lynn on Wednesday, Mike Leake on Thursday. The 0-2 just got a piece. When you watch the Cardinals play, they're going to get pretty good starting pitching, if not the best in the league. However, the offense hasn't been to the level that they expected. So it puts the focus on little things that turn into big things. Defense, base running, timely hitting. It's got to be more than just the starters. Good play by Molina to keep it in front.
We know it, like you said, little things add up, and if they add up at the wrong time of the day. You see this play by Yachty, which is tremendous because I think that's a fastball right there, not even close to where he set up. The little things add up, and every now and then they cost you a game. Overthrowing a base, letting a runner advance, getting picked off, getting thrown out, trying to go an extra base, getting doubled up. Those little things take away runs, and then you give runs to the team with errors and bad throws and bad decisions on defense. And the next thing you know, you're just squandering games away, and each week goes by and you lose a game that you should win, and they just pile up and not really playing bad baseball. You got good pitching. There's guys, if you look at the averages, guys are hitting, guys are putting up numbers, but winning as a whole is just not getting it done.
And the 1-2. Fastball taken high. Over the weekend, the Cardinals were in all 3 games against the Cubs. Could have won all 3 games against Chicago. But some of the little things became big issues, and they dropped those games. 2-2 the count. For Carlos Martinez, team leading 12th start of this season, number 80 of his young career. Opposition only hitting .167 against him. Runner goes. Molina from his knees, and out! at second base. It's a double play. Yachty catches his second base runner of the night, and this one from his knees.
Yachty's feeling it tonight, isn't he? Woo. He hasn't done this in a while, and he got that ball in a hurry to second base, and we didn't have a chance to talk about it, but the ball he threw down to third, he jumped out of there in a hurry too. So maybe Yachty be the guy on a mission to turn this team around.
Scooter Gennett up the middle, diving stop by DeYoung. Outstanding play from the young second baseman as he robs Scooter Gennett. So some good defense, the little things here in the bottom of the second. Mitsubishi Motors, a century of innovation. And by Jack in the Box. Come try this sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger combo for only $4.99. Limited time only. Statue of Joe Morgan just outside the ballpark. Integral part of the Big Red Machine and the run of the Cincinnati Reds in the mid-70s, and a Hall of Famer. Here's Paul DeYoung. Nice play to his right as he took a hit away from Scooter Gennett to end the second. He has impressed some folks here at this level. Plays like that, little pop in his bat. Fouled back, and it's 0-2. Let's go back to the play moments ago.
Just a nice play, no wasted movement. Goes straight to the ball, and I like right there, he gathers himself, doesn't try to do anything fancy, just make sure you get to a knee and throw it over there, chest high, right at the bag.
Here's the 0-2. Fastball taken high. One-two, a breaking ball, and it's hit out of play. Milwaukee with a lead of 1 game over Chicago, 2.5 in front of St. Louis. Miami at Chicago tonight. Dan Straley, Eddie Butler going for the Cubs. San Francisco at Milwaukee. Samardzija and Guerra. Diaz on deck, and then Carlos Martinez. St. Louis looking for their first hit of the night. And a swing and a miss. Wojciechowski now has struck out 3 of the last 4 he's seen. So 1 out and nobody on. Aledmys Diaz at the plate.
Good changeup right there. I was going to say too is no hits yet, but the first 5 or 6 guys come to the plate have taken some serious hacks on Wojciechowski, and it's like you think they're seeing the ball great, and yet nothing to show for it so far.
That's out of play. It's 1-2 on Diaz.
A lot of foul balls.
You see the adjustment that's made second time through, especially with a young pitcher. We had an interesting conversation about when you look at video, how you utilize it, and doing that in a game. As Diaz pops it up, Votto giving chase, and it drops in.
The thing that the video doesn't give you, it doesn't give you the sneakiness of the fastball. It doesn't give you, for example, when we were in Colorado, the different height of the camera doesn't give you the movement that he would have when you're actually hitting it. But you don't get the life on the fastball. So you see a guy that's throwing the ball pretty straight, little run, 91, 92, and then you get out there and it looks like it's 95. So hard to adjust for that. And sometimes, yeah, you just need to get, I would like to see a couple pitches, what it's going to do, and then go out there and get a feel for it on my own, especially if you've never faced the guy before.
The 1-2. Diaz pulls it foul.
It's interesting that he's thrown some fastballs to everyone. Fastball, slider, and all of a sudden Aledmys Diaz comes up, the 8-hole hitter, and he drops 2 changeups on him. So maybe starting to think about getting that pitch into the hitters' heads coming up the second time through. Another changeup.
Got him. So that is 4 strikeouts. It's a circle change that he throws. The point about the video, Jimmy, is you get a look at the
there's the grip right there.
Yep, the strikeout, the circle change, was that if you make the first out in an inning, a lot of times you'll see players today run right to the video room instead of maybe staying in the dugout and watching for tendencies and looking at how maybe he approaches a lefty or a righty, or what he does with 1 strike, 2 strikes, those kind of things.
Well, I think the thing that if you didn't have video, which would help the rest of the teammates, is going back to the dugout and saying, hey, this ball's got a little bit more life on it, or it's not that great, be ready to hit, or his slider's good, but he's throwing his fastball right down the middle. Those are way more important than rushing back and watching video, because you're a one guy, you can't be a one-man show. And I think those are the things that made this teams back in the day so good in the playoffs, where when the playoffs come, everyone's pulling together. When you go back to the dugout, you're stopping in the on deck circle and saying, hey, heads up, or hey, this, or this is what he's doing, and then talk about it every night. Usually during the course of the season, everyone's just kind of trying to get through their at bats, and they're just trying to take care of themselves.
Little chopper to third. Nice play in the short hop. Suarez retires Martinez. So no hits for the Cardinals yet through 3, and there's no score. Carlos Martinez getting the start tonight. Yadier Molina has caught already 2 base stealers. The second one from his knees, and it turned out to be a double play. Paul DeYoung to his right. And a fine play to rob Scooter Gennett of a base hit. So Martinez pitching now into the bottom of the third, and there's no score. A lot of Cardinal fans here in Cincinnati. That's always good to see. Along with Jim Edmonds and Jim Hayes, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Want to wish a big happy birthday to Larry Nickel. Larry Nickel is watching, and a happy birthday to Larry. I know in particular he is a really big fan of the cat. Here's Jose Peraza. He'll lead it off, and then Devin Mesoraco and Asher Wojciechowski. Peraza is batting .256, and the first pitch is strike. And a drive out to deep left field. Going back, Tommy Pham in front of the track and makes the catch. First out here in the bottom of the third, and it brings in Devin Mesoraco. He's dealt with injuries the last couple of years. He has split time with Tucker Barnhart, his switch hitting catcher, who's on the bench tonight. That's ripped foul.
Looked like he's ready to hit.
Oh man, he jumped on that pitch.
The ball's up and in.
And it's popped up. Playable, foul territory. Carpenter, he's got it for out number 2. BJC Healthcare difference maker. We talked about it. Slow start to the season for Carlos Martinez. 0-3 in the month of April. Then in May, 4-1 with an ERA of 2.03. And the opposition only hit 170 against him.
Well, he pitched that first game of the year. Pitched really well. He kind of got in limbo a little bit. Didn't know if he wanted to be a strikeout pitcher or a ground ball pitcher. And kind of got a little off kilter. And then all of a sudden found it for May. And hopefully can continue.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. Fastball and a strike to Wojciechowski. WOJCIECHOWSKI. One of the longest names now in the major leagues. Pronounced Wojciechowski. And he strikes out. So third strikeout for Carlos Martinez. That sends us to the fourth, and there's no score. Birthday. Just plays beautifully, wouldn't you agree?
So beautifully. Hit it right on the head.
So here we go in inning number 4. Fowler, Carpenter, and Piscotty. Wojciechowski finishing up his warm-up tosses. Fowler walked his first time up.
Kind of caught me off guard there because I was locked into Cheeseburger in Paradise by Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett, yeah. You seen him in concert?
No, I have not.
It's fun. You would enjoy it. I guarantee you would enjoy it.
I heard that song 1,000,000 times growing up in my household.
I bet you did. California kid, you're going to hear that song.
Oh boy.
So here's what we're talking about. The adjustments. Second time through the lineup. Only base runner the Cardinals had was Fowler, who walked to start this game, then erased on a double play.
Well, like I said, pitcher can make those adjustments too, and right there you just saw first pitch second time around is a changeup, and throwing a changeup for the first 7 hitters, and all of a sudden started throwing it at number 8.
You know, the other thing too, when you're watching video, you may not pick up something that, I know you were great at this, but when a pitcher is giving away a particular pitch, curveball, changeup, fastball, whatever, could be a different grip, how he approaches the pitch to the plate, that nearly caught the bag, and the shortstop Cozart makes the play.
You're always looking for an edge. I mean, I would sit there for hours and study, especially when you can't figure out a guy, when you might be 0 for 5 or 6, and that's what we talk about all the time when it's so hard on closers after a while. And I remember Billy Wagner talking to a closer in the All-Star game, and he was talking about the strikeout ratio was already going, his strikeout ratio was already going down. I think it was Brad Lidge, and they were talking about it back and forth, and he said, oh, mine's been gone for a long time. These hitters make such good adjustments on you that they won't allow you to just keep getting through innings with strikeouts. It's just, so get used to it, be prepared for it, basically is what he's saying, because I'm tired of getting beat by the same guy all the time. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get on base.
And a shift on here for Carpenter and the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carpenter was ahead in the count against Wojciechowski and then bounced into a 3-6-3 double play back in the first. So he has moved up to the second spot in the lineup. And I'm sure Mike Matheny and his staff are looking at any kind of way to jumpstart the lineup. And maybe at some point it's Carpenter in the leadoff spot. He's been so good there historically in his career. You drop down Fowler. I mean, anything is on the table right now.
Yeah, I think you have to do with whatever works, whatever you can get through the day with each and every day. And talk about riding the hot hand, but you got to find a group of guys that can flow together and get on base, and just, it's weird. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And a week from now, 2 weeks from now, that same lineup can get hot. You just never know. But hitting is super contagious, and when it's a couple guys struggling, it seems like it struggles all the way down the lineup.
Shallow left, and Cozart can't come up with it. Well, with the shift, that was Suarez, I believe, that tried to come up with that. And indeed it was. So the shift, very tough play for the third baseman at that shortstop spot. You've got the left fielder coming down on you too.
You watch the replay right there. Adam Duvall could have had that easily. It looked like he had a beat on it. He was just afraid to call it, thinking it was going to be all his ball, and then he realized the shortstop or third baseman was out there at shortstop. Maybe he was expecting his shortstop to have more range, and being third baseman kind of threw him off. But he looked like he had that ball in his back pocket. Maybe had to slide, but didn't come after it.
Piscotty a base hit into right. That's got to be Duvall's ball, though, all the way, doesn't it?
I think so. And it's almost to the point right there. I mean, he makes that play. That's pretty impressive. But 9 times out of 10, if you're the left fielder right there and you call that ball right away and just come and get it, you catch it 8 or 9 times out of 10, and the one time that you short hop it, no one's going to say anything. But those are the balls, and those are the reasons right there why you always say that I played shallow. that would drive me insane as an outfielder. I couldn't handle making a good pitch, jamming a guy, and then getting the hitter, the pitcher ends up with a base hit, giving up.
So the Cardinals have something going here. Back-to-back hits. And here's Jed Jerko. We watched him in batting practice. We saw the first plate appearance. He did strike out, but very good cuts that he had in that at bat. He saw a lot of sliders, saw the fastball, but did not see the changeup in that at bat. Good numbers with runners in scoring position. And the 1-0 pitch. Could be 2, 4, 6, 3 on the double play. And that was the changeup. Midway through 4, no score. Thousand fans 16 and older will get a fashion boost. One of a kind Cardinals all over print shirt. And you can get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
I could see you walking around in the farm.
Oh yeah,
with one of those on.
Absolutely. It's a good looking shirt.
I like it.
You got to have a lot of pride in your team, Jimmy, to wear that shirt, and I know you do too.
Well, if you're hunting, you could probably get away with that instead of the orange.
Yeah, you just blend right in.
Depends on, I guess, what you're hunting for.
You'd stick out like a sore thumb, Jimmy.
Hunting for the Beach Boys.
So here's Hamilton, who tried to steal third base after he advanced to second and was gunned down by Molina. If you just joined us, Yachty has thrown out 2 base stealers. Hamilton being one and Duvall being the other.
It's funny, he showed bunt right there, and I was walking around the stadium earlier today, and I don't know how his name came up, but they said as of a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, that Anthony Rizzo had more bunt hits than Billy Hamilton did, and that was 1. But in the last week and a half, apparently he found out about it. He's made a bigger attempt to bunt the ball for base hits, but fully aware that he's not a very good bunter apparently.
Boy, with his speed, wouldn't you think you'd be working on that every single moment of BP and trying to get that corrected?
The funny thing is, it's really not that hard, especially with his speed, because like the great Rod Crew used to say, all you got to do is bunt it and then you run, and if you bunt it in the right spot, you don't even have to run hard. And can you imagine him not running hard is like twice as fast as me.
Is anybody? He's one of the fastest players in the sport. 3-2 pitch, and he struck him out. So back-to-back strikeouts for Martinez, and that's 4 on the night.
Good little backdoor slider right here. Just catches the edge of the plate.
And it brings in Zach Cozart. Cozart struck out swinging back in the first inning. Which starter is going to budge here tonight? Both have been very good. Martinez has allowed a walk, 1 hit. He has struck out 4. Wojciechowski has allowed 2 hits. And he has struck out 4 and walked 1. Mentioned it earlier, but 26 straight games reaching base. Longest active streak in Major League Baseball. Little chopper towards third, gloved by Jerko, who was backing up and makes the play. MLB.TV Premium is back, and it's better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Just visit MLB.TV for details. Longtime Cardinals employee Gail Ruling recently had a little surgery, but everything's okay. She's doing great, and want to make sure we wish her the best as she's coming back to work very shortly. But get back quickly, Gail. We miss you. I'll tell you what, she puts up with a lot of stuff. She does. Me, you, everybody does a great job and has done that for years. So 2-0 the count here on Joey Votto. Grounded out to second, first time up. I'm used to seeing Votto choke up, certainly with 2 strikes, but this seems to be even more so tonight, going against a guy that's got a very good slider in Carlos Martinez.
Yeah, he right now is on the bat where he normally is with 2 strikes, and then his first at bat he really got up there. I've never seen anything like that in the big leagues. I mean, blows me away what the type of hitter he is, to just basically give himself up. Here you go again, and try to put the ball in play. And this is when, as a player or as a pitcher with Carlos Martinez's stuff, I'm trying to blow him away right here, knowing he's just trying to hang on to an off-speed pitch.
Hit out of play. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout of Votto. And a smile from both. You got to be kidding me. All right, Scotty, thank you. Congratulations to Albert Pujols, your former teammate. 600 and counting. And Molina, his good buddy, sends one to the wall and left. Yachty digging for second base. And the throw is offline. He's standing up. And it's a leadoff double here in the top of 5. So 3 of the last 4 have base hits for the Cardinals against Wojciechowski.
Little breaking ball up. He's not throwing too many breaking balls in the zone today. It's been all fastballs up and all over the place, and then the breaking ball has really been down and away, and that was the first time I kind of really threw a bad one and made him pay.
So leadoff double. Now Tommy Pham called out on strikes. A high fastball last time up, and trying to go up again on Tommy. We saw the Cubs do that. The Dodgers pitched up against everybody, but in particular Tommy Pham.
A few guys, Randall Grichuk, chasing a lot of high fastball. A little bit of immaturity at the big league level, and when you see a fastball, you want to hit it, but it's got to be inside the strike zone.
There it is again, a high strike.
It is a high strike. That's probably right at the top of the zone. What's funny is when you swing at it, they keep throwing it. You try to lay off of it, and then all of a sudden they start calling it a strike. So make a little bit of an adjustment, but tough to figure out when you're struggling with it, swing at it or not.
And Pham drives it into right center field, and it's 1-0 Cardinals. Tommy Pham on his way to second base. That drives in Molina. And for Pham, it's RBI number 15, and it's 1-0 St. Louis.
The thing about this ball up in the zone is it's already up there. You can go ahead and hit it. You don't have to do anything special with your body, your legs. You don't have to go down after it. You're going to swing at it, swing at it. Just don't swing at it over your head. But you can see he can get to that ball, and he's got some pop.
And a strike to Paul DeYoung. So back-to-back doubles here in inning number 5 for the Cardinals.
A lot of high strikes today, and that's the thing. You talk about all of a sudden you're trying to lay off those pitches, and then you got a umpire behind the plate starts to give the high strike. Now you got to regroup and try to battle that.
And that's a base hit to left. Pham had to be held up just to make sure that that ball got through, but DeYoung makes it 3 Cardinal hits in a row here in the top of 5. So 5 of the last 6 with base hits against Wojciechowski.
Second time around, you talked about making the adjustments. Most of those guys were taking big swings, and they were just a little bit late on a lot of the fastballs the first time around. Now all of a sudden, fastballs are still there. Now you see some sliders, but you see a little bit shorter of swing, making sure you're not fouling pitches off, and then too many foul balls, you end up, it makes it a lot harder on yourself. And like I said, you just shorten up a little bit and take the hit instead of trying to get greedy. But guys make adjustments quick, and like I said, you're standing at the plate. You do not want to let a guy keep getting you out on the same stuff over and over.
And Diaz looks at a strike.
Chad Fairchild behind the plate is making it tough on some of the hitters, and it's not that he's not calling strikes, it's that he's calling the top of the zone and the bottom of the zone. So when you're paying attention to the game, you're trying to take pitches according to what's going on, and then pitcher's doing a good job of moving the ball around.
Chase that pitch up out of the zone, and it's 0-2. When you watch Diaz, you can see he's just a little bit in between, knowing that most teams are feeding him slider after slider to chase. They don't want to go in. He'll turn on a fastball, but if you're in between, you can get away with that pitch. They set up outside. Let's see if it's the slider. It's a fastball.
still a young player in the big leagues, still working on things. Might take some of those things to the plate, try to work on them during the game, which you got to kind of put it in your back of your mind and just go up there and hit. But I think when you get in between, if you see slider, you just got to let it go until you have to swing at it.
Wojciechowski continuing the pattern that we've seen, albeit brief in his big league career, but second time through, opponents hitting .444 against him. First time through, 143. A ball and 2 strikes on Aledmys Diaz. Diaz reaching for it, popped it up, and there's Votto. That's the pitch right there.
Just like you said, being in between. Well, you think this game's not or can't be fun once in a while? Take a good look at this, Danny. It's a pretty good pitch. It backs up a little bit, but then look at Joey Votto. And then Carlos realizes that he's smiling at him and
maybe tried to overthrow the slider, didn't go as much, didn't cut nearly as much as he thought, got away with it.
Yeah, got away with it, and it stayed up there a little bit, and probably a pitch that Joey didn't even want to swing at.
Martinez trying to bunt his way on, and everybody's going to be safe. Scoring on the play, it's Tommy Pham, and that makes it 2-0. What a perfect bunt that was from Carlos Martinez.
Those are the things we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. You have to make something happen, and you got Tommy Pham on third who can run. You got Carlos who can pretty much do anything he wants at the plate, knowing he's going to be able to put it in play and make something happen. Good job right there. Tough play. Joey Votto can't come up with it. Probably a little bit of a safety squeeze. But I like the play. I like just getting people moving. Now you got 2 guys on again, 1 out, and you got the top of the order coming up.
Here's Dexter Fowler. I think definitely a safety because you didn't see Pham break until he got that bunt down and in play. Suicide squeeze. He's breaking all the way.
I think Carlos is a pretty good athlete, and he can really, like I said, bunt the ball, do the things he needs to do at the plate, and maybe just saying to him, hey, try to bunt for a base hit and let the guy at third base read it a little bit.
So the second RBI for Martinez this year. $2-0 Cardinals. That second time through the lineup. The Cardinals pick up 6 hits. They go 6 for 9.
Well, if you've been watching, I think really what he has is really basic. He's been throwing the fastball up in the zone. He's got a good breaking ball, but at the beginning of the game he wasn't throwing it for a strike. He's been throwing some more pitches in the strike zone, and now they're starting to catch up to the fastball, which probably was sneaky the first time around, making adjustments. But I think the only difference between the first time around and the second time around is you're just seeing the fastball a little bit better.
So it's 2 balls, 1 strike on Dexter Fowler. Catches the inside corner, and it's 2-2.
Ball might just be a little bit in off the plate. Yep.
Runners at first and second, still only 1 out. And the 2-2 pitch to Fowler. Base hit into left center field. Chris Maloney will wave in Paul DeYoung to throw to the plate, and he's out. Again, another runner thrown out on the bases for St. Louis.
Take a look at what happened right here. Paul had to freeze a little bit. Did not get a good jump, and the left fielder Adam Duvall makes a good throw to the plate.
Can understand you're trying to push it, but again, you get somebody thrown out at the plate. It could have been bases loaded, and you've got the heart of the lineup coming up and only one out.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. See Maloney kicking the base after.
And a high fly ball lifted into right. And the threat is through. The Cardinals, though, do pick up 2 runs. RBIs from Tommy Pham and Carlos Martinez. Martinez the bunt to score Tommy Pham. 2-0 midway through 5. Your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports Midwest and Cardinals baseball with you wherever you go. Ill-advised by Chris Maloney to send the runner cost the Cardinals, and St. Louis now with a 2-0 lead. Duvall throwing out. DeYoung at the plate, as you mentioned, did not get a good jump. And with that, we move to the bottom of 5 and a 2-0 St. Louis lead.
You said it, I think right there, maybe Hammer didn't see DeYoung get it. Maybe a bad jump. I'm not going to say it was a bad jump because he didn't get a jump because he had to read the play. Maybe Maloney was a little too focused on the left fielder. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying maybe that's where his focus was. And sometimes as a runner, you almost have to stop and just say, hey, I didn't get the jump I needed. I know where that ball was. I'm sorry I went against what you said, but I didn't have any kind of a jump there.
But it's also about situation with the heart of the lineup coming up and potentially one out in the bases loaded. That's the other part of it too.
Yeah, you hate to see that, especially like you said, a struggling team and an opportunity to have the bases loaded and one out. Big part of the order coming to the plate, end up with nothing.
0-2 the count on Duvall. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 6. Orlando Cepeda bobblehead coming up by sponsored by AAA, and that's Friday, June 9th. Part of the Ritz kickoff to summer weekend. The 67 MVP Orlando Cepeda, his bobblehead is coming up Friday, June 9th. Here's Suarez. After a little bit of a rocky start for Martinez in terms of just going deep into counts, he's starting to get locked in. It's now 6 strikeouts. Good sinker, tap foul.
Nasty sinker. It seems like all of a sudden he started trying to figure out that he wants to throw a sinker a little bit more. And all of a sudden he's got a lot more movement in the last 2 innings. That'd be nice, huh? Just figure like you move the ball around, it's kind of going sideways a little bit, and all of a sudden, like, I'm just going to start firing up some 94-mile-an-hour sinkers and have a little bit more downward action instead of just going across the zone.
And when I need to reach for it in the 7th inning, I can hit 100.
Heads up, everyone.
Amazing talent. And a ground ball that's hit to third, gloved by Jerko, and that's 2 down. Ten in a row for Martinez, following the leadoff base hit back in the 2nd by Duvall. He struck out 5 of the last 10. 3 of the 10 were groundouts, so that tells you that sinker is starting to work. And a ball to Scooter Gennett, who was robbed first time up by Paul DeYoung on a play, and a ground ball hit to his right. So 2 outs, nobody on. 2 balls, no strikes on Scooter Gennett. Released right at the end of spring training by Milwaukee. And a foul ball. Nice play. Sometimes you'll see mechanically Martinez gets a little out of whack when he falls a little too much to the first base side. The Cardinals don't frown upon that at times. They want him more direct to the plate. He has been that here in the last 3 innings, just like that.
Pitchers have a tendency to not really trust their stuff, so to speak, and try to make it move more. So a guy would think if he just kind of opens up a little bit, leans toward first base, when he lets go of the ball will come out of his fingers a little bit more and run harder into the right-handed player or right-handed hitter, and it just doesn't work that way.
Nasty stuff. Strikeout number 7 to end the inning, sends us to the 6th, and it's 2-0. Spent here, take in some baseball. And for the Cardinals here in the 6th inning, it'll be Piscotty, Jerko, and Molina. You look up quietly. Carlos Martinez has sent down 11 in a row. He has struck out 7. He's allowed just 1 hit. He truly, Jimmy, has turned into one of the best pitchers, not only in the National League, but in the entire game of Major League Baseball. He is so good when he's locked in.
Slowly starting to figure out. And it was interesting talking to Yachty that I think Carlos Martinez really didn't trust his stuff. I don't think he really understands how good he is. And doesn't believe that he's got no hit stuff when he wants it. And it was interesting to hear him, Yadi Molina, talk about that, because you think when you watch him, knowing the fact that he throws anywhere from 93 to 100 with the fastball, and obviously the slider and changeup are there, that he can't believe in his own mind that he's going to go out there and throw, not saying no hitter every time, but that he has no hit stuff. And Yadi's been trying to drive that into his brain, that that's the kind of guy you are, and this is what you got to believe in, and hopefully that's starting to get through to him.
The changeup taken low. Piscotty is popped out and singled to right. Lisaverto Bonilla is getting loose in the pen, a right-hander for Cincinnati. They have one lefty, that's Wandy Peralta. Tony Cingrani is on the DL. 3-1 pitch. Make it 3-2. Pitch. Up and in, and that's ball 4. So the second walk tonight by Wojciechowski. The other was to Fowler to start the game. St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by your local St. Louis area Volkswagen dealers. With Jim Edmonds, I'm Dan McLaughlin here in the booth. Jim Hayes is with us as well, and here's Jed Jerko. He is struck out, grounded into a double play. And there's that slider, and strike 1. On the air tomorrow, 5:30 pregame show. Adam Wainwright. Tim Edelman will go for the Cincinnati Reds. He's 3-2. Wainwright has turned around his season completely. He's 6-3. ERA is now under 4. And it's 0-2. Molina studying the pitcher intently. A lot of room on the right side, as you can see as well. 0-2 pitch to Jed Jerko. Taken high. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and he struck him out. 5 strikeouts for Wojciechowski. Our Budweiser What's on Tap. Fun to watch Adam Wainwright. Terrific second month of the season. He's now 6-3. Ditched the cutter. Not altogether, but has gone more fastball, curveball, and it's been beneficial for him.
Isn't that crazy? All this time in the big leagues, and you can go to a pretty much an ace of the staff and say, hey, you got to stop throwing your cutter so much. Not that simple, but changed a few things, and voila, turned it around.
Currently in the National League, there's 4 7-game winners, and then Wainwright. So he could be among the top winners in the National League after the game tomorrow. Now time is called.
It's a serious game of catch-up right there, wasn't it?
Slow start. You're thinking, what's going on here? And
what was it, 0-3? 1-4?
Yeah, ERA around 7. Runner at first is Piscotty. A check on him.
Then at the end of the season, when you're a professional like that, you say, if I only would have started off hot.
And if you're a veteran, you also say that's why we play 6 months.
Exactly. But you say more than off than you say, God, if I would have just got through that first month of the season.
Why didn't I ditch that cutter in April? Now, it's not to say that it's completely gone. It's still there, but you're seeing him more on top of his pitches with the fastball and with the breaking ball.
Well, he just wasn't comfortable at the beginning of the season, and you can fall in love with the pitch. And that can change your release point. You can start getting around the ball, and the ball flattens out, and then you just have a harder time with the other pitches.
The 2-0. Hit out of play. Molina, his last home run over the weekend at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Yachty had a foul ball that he hit at Wrigley Field. Gary Bennett was at the ballpark. Some former Cardinals were there, including Skip Schumacher, who was there with one of his kids. The foul ball was caught by Skip.
He can still catch.
He can still go get it.
Actually saw a nice picture of Skip and Brody, his son, on Instagram, taking in, he said, which was the best rivalry of sports from a different angle.
Here's a 2-1 instead of check on Piscotty. Skip is now working in the front office for the San Diego Padres. I don't want to speak for you, but I could imagine that he was just a great teammate, one of the best.
Skip was a great guy to have around, and yes, an amazing teammate.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. Runner goes, and the hit and run done to perfection. Piscotty on his way to third. The throw is in time, and they get him. Mike Matheny to the top step of the dugout. Cardinals will take a look at this. That'll be the second outfield assist for Adam Duvall in this game if it stands. Cardinals still taking a look at it. And they will not challenge. What a perfect throw that is.
It's twice tonight Adam Duvall throwing the ball right on the money.
And now it's Tommy Pham, a double into right center. That would score Molina. And this is the second runner for the Cardinals thrown out on the base pass tonight.
Not sure from that angle that he wasn't, or it wasn't, a little closer play than looked like from the other side.
And Pham fouls it back.
I wonder if when you're the Cardinals, Mike Matheny, or any team, you saw that very first replay, you only have that split second to make a decision, and whoever's underneath can only see that replay that quick now that they only have, what, 10 seconds. Do you just go up? I got a bad look the first look, and I just have to go away from it.
It does happen. It's 30 seconds total. 10 to get the attention of the umpires, and then that 10 seconds is inside the 30 to make that choice.
You only have that one replay right away. Got to be careful. Don't use up a bad replay or a bad review. Felt like if you had another look at that, it might change everyone's opinion.
Also the point in the game. Molina is running, throw down to second, and it's a stolen base, number 5 for Yadier Molina. That is tops on the club.
Flying right there. Did you see that?
Good jump. I'll go with the jump. You could say about the speed. You could talk about that.
Oh, this is awesome. He knows he's not being held on. He knows there's 2 strikes. It's just good, smart baseball.
Sure is.
As long as the guy at the plate doesn't mind, that's good baseball.
So here is a 1-2 pitch to Tommy Pham. Tied him up and he struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for Wojciechowski. The 5th steal of the year for Yachty.
Of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Storyline in this game for the Cardinals has been at least one of the stories. Carlos Martinez. He has sent down 11 straight here at the Great American Ballpark. He's allowed 1 hit. He's walked 1, and he has struck out 7. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup for Cincinnati.
Going too much out on a limb to say that he's probably going to be the storyline every time he pitches. Mostly it's going to be a good one.
One way or another, yeah.
But mostly it's going to be a good one.
The focus is on Martinez. There's the 0-1. Ground ball that's hit to DeYoung. Gobbles it up. 1 away. It's 12 in a row. StubHub is your ticket out to once-in-a-lifetime experiences, Cardinal games to amazing concerts to shows you just don't want to miss. StubHub connects you with the world of live. StubHub, your ticket out. The official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Cardinals. You've been down there when a team is struggling and when you also see the pattern of base runners thrown out on the bases, and it's a fine line of being careful, being aggressive, being overly aggressive. You don't want guys to be skittish, and the Cardinals might be in the run of that right now. Ground ball to third. Infield is busy tonight with Martinez. That sinker is working.
It's starting to take a little bit off, put a little bit on, but you can see all of a sudden the ball's going down a little bit more, getting on top of it. I don't know if he knows what he's doing all of the time yet, but he definitely has changed something in the last couple innings and trying to get the ball to go down instead of sideways. And usually when he muscles up a little bit, the ball runs in on a righty and not down. But you're right, all the little things, like you said, you would just want to be aggressive as a team. That's all you can ask for. You don't want to leave it in the coach's hands. I think that the Scotty running a third right there, I think you have to go there. You just got to keep going hard and keep going hard and do everything you can to just be aggressive.
Alcantara pinch hitting for the pitcher spot. Wojciechowski, and that's put away by Jed Jerko. 14 in a row. Come on, Cardinal fans. Got to be happy about that. Carlos Martinez, one of the stories tonight for the Cardinals, turning into the story of this game. He is set down 14 in a row. He's driven in a run, and it's 2-0 St. Louis. Wojciechowski, the starter for the Cincinnati Reds, lifted in the game, 6 innings, 2 runs on 8 hits, struck out 6, walked 2, and Lisaverto Bonita is into the ball game. He was in the rotation at one point for the Reds, now working out of their bullpen. Wojciechowski actually took his spot. 4 starts, one of those a complete game. 6 days of rest. Lefties 314, the righties 217 against this right-hander. The Cardinals have DeYoung, Diaz, and Martinez coming up. This is the Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. This was the area that the Reds really struggled with a year ago. Backhanded by Suarez down at third. Their bullpen cost them a ton of games. Major league record at one point, 23 straight team relief outings with a run allowed a season ago. 23 straight. That's a major league record. And a strike to Aledmys Diaz. One and one the count. That's hit down the left field line, but foul.
See Bonilla coming in, same kind of stuff, just a fastball right around 91, 92, slider and a changeup. See right there, throwing the fastball 48% of the time, changeup, curveball.
And he waves at it. Strikeout of Aledmys Diaz. So Bonilla has retired the first 2.
You see guys with that kind of velocity definitely have to rely on location in the strike zone and out of the strike zone and being able to move the ball around, getting guys to swing at some pitches that end up out of the zone.
Team ERA, combine the starters and the bullpen, the Kia in the driver's seat. And Martinez chops it to third. It's time to stretch. As he just jogs, almost walks down that first base line. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Cardinals on top. Village. Live music, company tailgates, and a 5K. Create your company team today by visiting stlbizdash.com. Brought to you by Fox Sports Midwest. The State Farm perfect pair, and if you've just joined us, it's Yadier Molina, and it came early in this game. Billy Hamilton, first inning, 2 outs, trying to steal third base. Ill-advised, and then part of a strike him out, throw him out. Molina from his knees. State Farm perfect pair. 14 in a row set down by Carlos Martinez. He'll get the top of the lineup, third time through this lineup. Hamilton, Cozart, and Votto. He's allowed just 1 base hit in a ball club that features a very good offensive lineup. Hamilton has walked, and he also struck out. Martinez, no play. Base hit. Billy Hamilton, tying run now will come to the plate.
You can see right there what that speed does. That bunt is not even a great bunt. Yadi doesn't find it, but being able to run the way he runs, this ball's right there. Actually, it does end up bouncing in between them, but pretty interesting the fact that, like you said, he didn't have any bunt hits until about a week and a half ago, and now he's got 4.
You're down by 2 runs with his great speed. In the way that they hit home runs and in this ballpark, you may not be a benefit to your club by stealing a base.
Well, especially if you get thrown out.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's the 7th inning, and the way I look at it, and always have tried to look at it, was if you can get a run here, you're 1 run closer. I don't really, I mean, yes, in this ballpark, you're 1 swing away now from tying up the game. But I'm looking at it as trying to get that 1 run across the board first, worry about the second one later. And if you happen to run into one, great.
1-0 the count on Cozart. He is struck out and grounded out. 0 for 2. First base hit for the Reds since back in the 2nd inning. And the 1-0 pitch. The Kubota power stats. Cozart, highest slugging percentage this season among all shortstops. .615. He was nearly traded at the end of last season to Seattle. The 2-0 pitch. It probably, though, needs to be communicated to Martinez just to remind him, and not to say that he's not thinking about it now. Yeah, Billy Hamilton is on base, but 1 bad pitch, this game is tied. And you've got guys with power coming up.
And that's the thing with his temperament, too, is you got to keep him in the game, because when it is only 2-0, you are just 2 hitters away from being in a tie game, and can't get too cute even though you're cruising. This game can get turned around in a hurry.
I mean, worry about Hamilton, but maybe not to the extent that you did earlier in the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing for Yachty so good about going out there. And normally, a situation like this, he would say, just get me the ball. And
3-1 is a base hit into left.
You get me the ball, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about anything else. Just focus on getting me the ball and throwing strikes. Also, too, like you said, worrying about throwing that sinker, not worrying about that sinker. As you can see here, another sinker. Throwing that sinker and sinker and sinker. All of a sudden, the other side's going to say, hey, guys, he's just throwing sinkers. He's trying to get us to beat the ball on the ground. Let's be aggressive and keep going after it. Now he's got the winning run at the plate. And it's Joey Votto, by the way, who's not going to have an easy at bat. Now you got to really bear down. And the thing with Joey Votto is 96, 97 doesn't scare him, because the majority of the pitchers can't throw 96, 97 and hit their spots 3 times in a row to strike him out.
Down and in, 2 balls, no strikes. Molina calls time, and he'll slow down Martinez. Votto tonight rounded out to second, and he also struck out. Here comes Derek Lilliquist.
That's the other thing about cruising for so long, is he hadn't really had to step on it a little bit in 3 or 4 innings. So Now all of a sudden the game's on the line and he's trying to step on the gas, and you get your body all out of whack, trying to do too much. You start to lose your mechanics, and then ball one, ball two. So those are the things that, the little things like that are the things that are the hardest things for young players to work on and stay together with. And that's one of those things that, even though he's as good as it gets, he still has issues from time to time with trying to keep on track over the course of an entire 9 innings, or being able to stay with it and step it up without losing control.
So runners at first and second, the 2-0. A strike to Joey Votto. This might be your game right here. Still power though after him with Duvall. Suarez with 10 home runs, but the always dangerous Votto. Big pitch coming up. Went with a changeup on 3-1.
I don't care who you are, you're not hitting this. Look at the movement on this pitch.
Kevin Segrist is throwing in the Cardinals pen. John Brebbia as well. Lost him. Bases loaded and nobody out. Brebbia on the left, Segrist on the right. Michael Lorenzen, a right-hander, getting loose for the Reds in their pen. The second walk issued by Carlos Martinez. Adam Duvall had the first hit and only hit until this inning for the Reds. That was back in the second. Fouled back. Duvall leads the Reds in RBIs with 45. Pitch count at 90 for Martinez. The game on the line. 2-0 St. Louis. The 1-1. What do you think here on 1-2?
I think you got to go up the ladder here. Looks like he's, I think Duvall looks like a good looking hitter. And he's been on a lot of pitches. It's on the first fastball. Wasn't that far behind that slider. You gotta have to do something. You're gonna have to invent something here. Maybe go above the zone. What that worries me is like throwing the slider down and away could be a little too short.
1-2 pitch. Slider and it backed up.
Well, you can see he's losing his mechanics right here. And the last 3 sliders he's thrown have completely backed up and been flat and up and out of the zone like this right here. And that's from just flat out trying to throw it too hard.
Throw it too hard and just spins.
And it just spins. But that's why I was saying fastball up in the zone. He got a little bit of control of that. He knows he can get it up and ride it above the hitter's hands. See if he can get him to chase with the velocity.
2-2 and he struck him out. Biggest strikeout of the night, number 8 for Carlos Martinez.
That was a really good adjustment right there. You throw one that's just no good and you come back and throw a good one.
And now it's Suarez.
you know, sometimes as a hitter or as a catcher, I'm sorry, like Yachty, he can put that slider down and he throws the one that's terrible. And he says, hey, we're going to, you know, you're going to give hand signals. We're going to throw this again. And come on, throw it the way you're supposed to throw it. And so they throw it back to back to keep that feel.
And it's tapped foul.
They used to have a saying when, a long time ago, like even in the minor league system, they would say if you're going to throw a pitch 2-2, you better be ready to throw it 3-2. Just because you just can't waste a pitch 2-2 and then just come back with a fastball 3-2 just because it's, you know, you don't have anything else to go to. So I think that's a similar situation right there.
0-1 is driven out to center. Fowler back, makes the catch. No, it's off his glove. One run is in. Here comes another. And this game is tied. And that'll be it for Carlos Martinez. In and out of the glove of Dexter Fowler. So it's a double, 2 runs scored, and a tough night for Martinez to finish this way after his outstanding outing yet again. Kevin Segras coming on when we come back. At second and third, and only 1 out. Scooter Gennett will be the batter. As well as he pitched, boy, Martinez deserves a better fate. Man, was he good tonight. And with that, the infield is drawn in. Runners at second and third. And a breaking ball is taken high.
That's the thing, though, Danny, with this league. You can be cruising for 6 innings, and like you said, or like I said, you let your foot off the gas a little bit, give up a hit, and then try to turn it back up a notch. Sometimes it's too late, or you just can't pull it back together.
And it's fouled back.
Pitching with mechanics is such a fine line. You know, you try to go out there and change speeds, but you try to keep your body the same. And if you don't, when you try to get back on it, you try to push with your body before your arm, that's when you lose your mechanics. You start walking guys, and you can see how quickly a walk can get you in trouble.
And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Martinez at one point tonight, 14 straight. Exits in a 2-2 game. He struck out 8. One of the issues for the Cardinals in these starts for Carlos Martinez has been a lack of run support.
Right on target right about now. Isn't it about 2.5 a game?
Yep. Breaking ball, and it's a fair ball. Base hit into right. 2 runs will score. The throw by Piscotty is offline, and the Reds grab their first lead of the night. It's 4-2. And just like that, it's now a 4-2 game that closes the book on Martinez. Runner at second base. And now Peraza. Popped up. Carpenter giving chase. And out of play. It's one of those games you sit there and you say, what happened? Martinez cruising. And now the Cardinals trailing 4-2.
You know, when I was talking about the mechanics in the situation with the walk, but really wasn't even the walk. It was just the bunt base hit and then falling behind, giving up another hit and then the walk. Like you said, things can change in a hurry, especially third and fourth time around the order.
And one of the things that you look back on in this game, at least thus far, the play with potentially could have Carpenter coming up, bases loaded, only 1 out back in the 5th. It's come back to haunt the Cardinals. Here's an 0-2 pitch by Segrist. In the dirt, and it's 1-2. Got him to wave at it. Strikeout for Segrist.
Kevin with a good changeup right there. Big out needed.
So 2 outs, runner at second base. And a breaking ball that is tapped foul. Mesoraco tonight is popped out and grounded out over 2. At the moment, Martinez on the hook. Popped up to the right side, out of play. And the 0-2 pitch. Ball that gets away. And advancing to third, Scooter Gennett.
Trying to throw a breaking ball. This is the thing, though. You're trying to throw this breaking ball down with 2 strikes. Throw it a little short, especially with guys on base. I mean, it's like one of those pitches where you got to throw it, but you got to get it closer, give Yachty a chance to knock it down.
Here's a 1-2. Fastball into center. Fowler is there. Big inning for the Reds here in the bottom of the 7th. And they have their first lead of the night. It's 4-2. It's a double switch here for the Cincinnati Reds. Lorenzen is in to pitch. Michael Lorenzen, his 24th appearance. Patrick Kivlahan takes over in right field for Scooter Gennett. So the Cardinals out hitting the Reds 8-5, but a couple of base running. I don't want to say if it's one was a mistake, the other one they pushed the envelope a little bit with the one at third. The one at the plate was a mistake, cost the Cardinals, and now they're trying to play catch up again. It's a 4-2 Cincinnati lead. Kivlahan in right, Lorenzen on the mound. Longtime baseball man, spent some time in St. Louis and certainly in the minor leagues of the Cardinals, and that's Jim Riggleman. Been around a long time. So the top of the lineup for the Cardinals: Dexter Fowler, Matt Carpenter, and Stephen Piscotty. And ball one. He's a hard thrower, 97 there on the gun. And at times the Reds will use him as a pinch hitter too. Fowler tonight, base hit, back in the 5th.
Really good athlete, like you said. They use him as a pinch hitter once in a while, but comes in throwing the average fastballs about 97, 98 miles an hour, and got really good stuff.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Fowler with a high fly ball out to right. Kivlahan backing up, and he's got it. It was Fowler up in the 5th. And here's the base hit. Runners at first and second, base hit. The runner at third right now when the throw is coming to the plate. They run into an out instead of having the bases loaded, one out, and Carpenter coming up. And then on a hit and run, The second assist of the night for Duvall, getting Piscotty.
We saw the first one, DeYoung going back. Probably shouldn't have never even tried to go home. And I think the second one, Adam Duvall just made a great play.
And a strike to Carpenter. And again, little things leading to big things.
Yep. It's one of those things you take pride in also too, is when you're a good baseball player, play offense, play defense, try to take pride in not getting thrown out on the bases.
0-1 pitch hit into the shift, taken there by Peraza. 2 down. Margaritaville night is coming up June 23rd. Purchase of a special theme ticket, you'll receive a Margaritaville inspired Cardinals t-shirt. Come early, enjoy a pregame concert by the Boat Drunks. Margaritaville night tickets now at cardinals.com/theme.
By the who?
Let me look at the promo. The Boat Drunks, and that is a Jimmy Buffett cover band.
Well, see, Cheeseburger in Paradise. We were already working our way to it.
There you go. So 2 outs, nobody on, and here's Stephen Piscotty. Here's a 1-1. Hit out of play, and that good fastball inside to Piscotty.
For Lorenzen right there. Two-two pitch and a ground ball that's hit to short. Lorenzen a 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-2.
Famous among friends. By Ford, the official cars and trucks of the St. Louis Cardinals. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less. Had a little rain there this afternoon, but it's turned out to be a pleasant evening here in the Queen City of Cincinnati. 4-2 our score. John Brebbia, our Chevy, called to the pen. He's shown a good fastball and slider. And as well as Carlos Martinez pitched, right now he's on the hook.
Definitely on the hook. 7th inning kind of got away from him a little bit. Now it's going to take a little effort to battle back, get some runs, and try to at least tie up this score.
Here's Kib Lahan, part of the double switch, took over in right field. We're in the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-2 Cincinnati. One ball and one strike. Cardinals on the verge of dropping their 4th straight, which would drop them to 26 and 29 on the year. There's a good slider and a high fly ball lifted out to left. Pham is under it and makes the catch for the first out. And there's one away. Back to the top of the lineup, and Billy Hamilton, the speedster, got it all started back in the 8th inning. It was a bunt and the first hit in 15 batters for Martinez. He had allowed a base hit back in the 2nd and a bunt hit by Hamilton. Showing bunt again and pulls back, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a 1-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch inside. Up the middle, DeYoung, tough play. The pick by Carpenter, nicely done.
Nice play by this young man right here. He knows he's got to get rid of it in a hurry, and I love the pick by Carp right there. Just nice and smooth. Don't try to do too much. Under control. Another great play by Paul.
So with 2 outs, nobody on, here's Zach Cozart and looks at a strike. And a base hit into center. Extends the inning to Joey Votto. Looks at a strike. 2 outs and a runner at first. One ball and 1 strike.
Everybody's got a nice fastball. You can see the average 93, 95. A really good slider. Trying to work the ball in on the left-handers. Moves the ball around a little bit. Last couple hitters left a couple of fastballs up in the zone though, and really hard to do at this level without it getting whacked.
In the air, out to shallow left. Pham coming on, and that will send us to the 9th. Brebbia, nice work. Part of the order coming up. Cardinals down by 2. It's Raisel Iglesias, defected from Cuba. Was used in the rotation a little bit, but he's had good success coming out of the bullpen. One thing that we noticed, Jimmy, early on in the season, just how hard he was throwing. If you watch his motion, very similar to El Duque, Orlando Hernandez. And at times he can be spectacular out of the pen here for the Cincinnati Reds.
I was going to say also from behind the side, he also reminds me a little bit of Aroldis Chapman. A little look to him, which is not fun to see coming into the coming into the game.
So top of the 9th, and it's 4-2 Cincinnati. 1-0 pitch to Jed Jerko. Gets away. Jerko tonight, a couple of strikeouts, grounded into a double play, 4-6-3.
It's right there. The thing about the reliever coming into the game, you throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, you come in and bounce 2 sliders to Jerko. Really have to go out there and try to get strike 1. Especially when you're up by 2 runs.
Iglesias with 9 saves on the year. That's hit out of play, and it's 2-2. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider.
You're right. I don't remember him being so funky. Like You said El Duque. I can't imagine if El Duque had 97. That would have not been fun.
No, sir.
That's a little bit what that's like right there.
Very tough on a right-handed hitter. Here's Yadier Molina on the air tomorrow at 5:30. And the first pitch is taken for a strike. Molina, a couple of hits tonight. Also a stolen base and a run scored. Oh, 2. 100 on the gun.
And has dropped down already once and thrown a sidearm fastball at 97.
Wow.
A little fired up today. Excited to be pitching with a lead.
This game seemed to be in total control for the Cardinals.
It did. And you talked about earlier how to get your team going when you're not playing well and what veterans have to do. What you got to be careful of is falling into the trap of here we go again. You're up early and you get down late. Can't sit there on the bench and say, well, here we go again. You have to come back and get them tomorrow.
Budweiser player of the game, Wojciechowski, the starter for the Reds. 6 innings, 8 hits, gave up a couple of runs. 100 pitches of work. Here's Tommy Pham, and there's strike 1. Right off the mask of Mesoraco.
That just cannot be fun.
Whew. Coming in at 100, maybe off the bat even harder.
It's a tough position.
Here's the 0-1. Now 0-2.
There it was right there, Danny. A little sidearm, 3/4 action, 99 with some run.
In the dirt. And it's 1-2.
Apparently the fans want a fastball or slider 2 feet outside to be strike 3.
2-2 pitch. Fouled back. Good cut by Tommy. And a double into right center that got the Cardinals on the board. Doesn't chase. Just trying to get that tying run to the plate any way you can. Pham is probably getting a fastball here, you would think.
You would hope for both sides' sake.
3-2. And he walked him. The tying run will come to the plate, and Paul DeYoung. DeYoung, a base hit to left field, back in the 5th. Strike 1. 0-2. Struck him out, and the game comes to a close. The Cardinals drop the first game here in Cincinnati. The tag is applied on DeYoung, and the game is over. 4-2 the final. A tough way to start this 4-game series here in Cincinnati. A win for the Reds.